By now, we all know what the deal is with penalties in the game of hockey, right? Nobody likes them. In fact, I don't think anybody is ever even really, truly guilty of them. Players often, on their way to the box, will argue that they didn't do it, they weren't responsible. Coaches do the same thing in conversations with referees. On the best days, we get one of these from behind the bench, like, what? You're calling that against us? Or, hey, look at that one that you missed. And fans, we do the same thing. We get on the ref's case when they call penalties against our team while pointing out the infractions they didn't call against the other team. I'm starting to think the league itself doesn't like penalties either. At least not the penalties it has to hand out. Did you know that Ryan O'Rourke, nice defenseman up in the Sioux, second rounder to the Minnesota Wild last year, was suspended for 2 games on the opening weekend for a check to the head? See, I found out on Twitter, which is not the way it should have to be. The league should make us aware when it hands out supplemental discipline like this. Just be transparent about it, because in the absence of that transparency, in the absence of telling us up front what happened and why, it leads us to wonder why you're not telling us. Penalties are a part of the game. Suspensions happen. Does the league not want us to know about the suspensions because it wants to have this squeaky clean image when it's in competition with, say, the NCAA for players? Parents, come on, send your kids up here to the Ontario Hockey League. It's squeaky clean. They're like choir boys out there. Look, here's a contrast for you. I just happened to go to NHL.com the other day. The only reason I went was to check the schedule. While I was there, right on the front page of NHL.com is a big story about Brady Tkachuk signing his 7-year contract in Ottawa. So as I scroll down to that, I see a little headline. Gabriel Landeskog suspended 2 games for hit on Kirby Dach. I like Landeskog. I want to check this out. So I click the link. Not only does it tell me about the suspension, but it provides video, multiple angles of what prompted the suspension, why the suspension was issued, etc. Look, I know we've got different resources in the NHL and the OHL, but that video posted by the NHL was super informative. I now know more as a fan. And as a player, when I watch that and I understand why the suspension was issued, well, that helps me too. So all I'm asking is that the Ontario Hockey League do the same thing. Make it obvious to us. Let us know when these things happen. We might want to watch Ryan O'Rourke play defense for the Sioux Greyhounds or whoever else it is that gets suspended this season, because you know what? Somebody will. Suspensions happen. Just be transparent about them. I'm Farwell. It's Friday. See you at the rink.